You also have a lot of fans here tonight. Is there anyone that came up and was excited to meet you?
Fans?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone came up to me.
It's been such an amazing year for sports. For you, what has been like a standout moment, a standout story that you really gravitated towards?
How many to choose from? Alysa Liu, representing Oakland and the Bay and the Olympics. Obviously, the Knicks in basketball. It's a great accomplishment, not just for the city of New York, but for basketball in general. So many cool stories in the room. So many to choose from.
Two kids from the same broken-down streets of Oakland. Two completely different paths. One dribbling a basketball through cracked playgrounds, the other gliding across borrowed ice at dawn before school. Neither knew the other's name for years. Neither knew that one night, under the bright lights of Manhattan, their stories would collide, and the entire sports world would be watching. It's July 15th, 2026. The David H. Carr Theater in Lincoln Center is packed. Cameras flash. Stars in gowns and tailored suits fill every row. This is the ESPYS, the night sports greatness gets crowned. But somewhere in that glittering crowd, two people are carrying something heavier than trophies. They are carrying a city on their backs. Stephen Curry is no stranger to spotlights like this. 4 NBA championships, a legacy that redefined how the game is played. But tonight isn't about jump shots or record-breaking threes. Tonight, Curry is being called to the stage for something entirely different, the Muhammad Ali Sports Humanitarian Award. An honor that doesn't ask what you scored. It asks what you gave. And a few rows away, barely into her 20s, sits a young woman who has already lived a lifetime of comebacks. Alysa Liu, a figure skater, an Olympic gold medalist. But behind that gold medal is a story most people in this theater don't know. A story of walking away from the sport she loved, disappearing for 2 full years, and somehow finding her way back onto the ice when the world had almost forgotten her name. Tonight, both of their journeys are about to be recognized, but neither of them knows what's waiting for them backstage. Let's rewind. Before the medals, before the championships, before any of this, Alysa Liu grew up training at the Oakland Ice Center, a modest rink tucked into a city better known for gritty basketball courts than graceful figure skating. She was 5 years old when she laced up her first pair of skates. Most kids that age are learning to ride bikes. She was learning to fall hard, over and over, and get back up every single time. By her teenage years, she was already a national champion. The talk of the skating world. Then, almost overnight, she vanished from the sport. No fanfare, no dramatic goodbye, just silence. 2 years of it, the kind of silence that makes people whisper whatever happened to her instead of what's she doing next. But somewhere in that quiet, something was rebuilding. And when Alysa Liu returned, she didn't just come back to compete. She came back to conquer. She fought her way to the 2026 Winter Olympics and walked away with gold. Not 1, 2. Meanwhile, across the same city, a young Stephen Curry was chasing his own kind of impossible. Too small, too skinny, doubted at every level. But Oakland doesn't just build athletes, it builds fighters. And Curry fought his way from underdog to legend, becoming one of the most transformative players basketball has ever seen. But here's the twist nobody was expecting. As Curry's fame grew, so did his sense of responsibility. He didn't just want banners hanging from rafters. He wanted change happening in the streets where he came from. So he built something, the Eat, Learn, Play Foundation, a mission aimed straight at the kids of Oakland who needed food, education, and a place to feel like they mattered. Now fast forward back to that night in July. Back to Lincoln Center. Back to two kids from Oakland, now grown into icons, sitting in the same room without ever having properly met. Curry's name is called first. He walks to the stage to accept the Muhammad Ali Sports Humanitarian Award, a recognition of everything his foundation has poured into his hometown. But instead of thanking sponsors or reciting rehearsed lines, Curry does something the room doesn't expect. He gets personal. He talks about Oakland, not as a place he's from, but as a place that made him who he is. He urges everyone listening to find their own version of it. Their own Oakland. The place, the people, the community that shaped them into who they've become. It's raw. It's real. And it lands like a gut punch of inspiration across the entire theater. Then comes Alysa Liu's moment. She's up against fierce competition for Best Breakthrough Athlete, an NHL rising star, a top NFL quarterback prospect, a rookie already turning heads in the league. On paper, it could go any direction. The tension in the room is thick enough to cut. Then her name echoes through the theater. She walks up, visibly emotional, and does something most winners don't do. She doesn't just celebrate the gold medal. She talks about the 2 years she disappeared. The 2 years where giving up would have been the easier choice. She tells the room that this award doesn't just represent a victory over her competitors, it represents a victory over her own doubt, her own silence, her own decision to almost walk away for good. The audience doesn't just clap, they feel it. But the story isn't over yet, because backstage, something happens that no camera crew could have scripted. Steph and Curry and Alysa Liu meet, for the very first time in person. 2 Oakland natives, 2 Olympic and championship-level athletes, who had somehow orbited each other for years without ever standing face-to-face. They'd crossed paths before, at least from a distance. Curry once recorded a heartfelt video congratulating her after her Olympic win, and they both attended the same star-studded gala back in May. But this is different. This is real. This is the 2 of them, finally shaking hands, posing for photos, throwing up a peace sign, laughing backstage like old friends who somehow never got the chance to talk. In that quiet, unscripted moment, something bigger than an awards show reveals itself. It's not about trophies. It's not about statistics or scores. It's about where you come from and what you choose to do with it once the world is finally watching. 2 kids from Oakland. 2 nearly impossible comebacks. 2 completely different sports. Yet somehow, their stories arrive at the exact same truth. You can leave a city. You can even leave the sport you love. But if that place shaped you, if it built your resilience, if it taught you how to fall and rise again, it never really leaves you. That night, under the lights of Manhattan, Oakland didn't need banners or billboards to make its presence known. It didn't need hype or headlines. It just needed 2 of its own, standing on the same stage, carrying the same fire, proving that greatness isn't about where you end up. It's about where you started and who you choose to carry with you the whole way there.